Why, hello everyone, and welcome to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold here on Tundra. Got a bit more of a mid-level ELO ranked match for you, with Ares over here in the red, playing as Poseidon, versus Isis, being played by LiquidGrandpa, over here in the blue on the right-hand side of the map. This is a bit of a lower ELO match, only about 1200 ELO per player, but should still be interesting. I wouldn't say it's low. I think mid ELO is probably a more apt description of this, as I know we typically do a lot of high ELO casted games, but I want to mix in mid levels pretty often. I don't want it to be just high level only, because honestly the balance between the two can be significantly different from one ELO to another. As both players are moving forward, let's take a look and see what we got in terms of relics on the map. We got a cavalry speed right behind the Poseidon Player's base. Oh my word, that is an insane one to have right next to a Poseidon Player. We'll see if he spots it. It looks like he's going to with his Kataskopos, so almost certainly we'll snag that one up pretty quickly. It's a big one for Poseidon, as he's focused on cavalry primarily. We've also got the Tale of Cerberus with a myth unit recharge time reduction. That can be useful. I don't know of many Isis myth units that have a recharge time, so probably most useful for the Poseidon player. Apart from that, we have a building HP increase up here in the north, and finally in the south we've got a myth units are cheaper one with the Scales of Echidna. This distribution of relics though seems quite imbalanced. Because LiquidGrandpa over here does not have a single relic on his entire half of the map. Essentially, they got this one down here barely, but I don't think this one counts. Bit of an odd distribution, to say the least. In any case, it does look like LiquidGrandpa is going for a more forward base, in terms of more forward line of sight with these obelisks. Definitely will give him lots of control to see when those Hippias raids are expected to come in, as Ares is starting to get his temple up right here in the front. Has LiquidGrandpa started yet? Doesn't appear to have. Typically the game plan for an Isis player is to get age up, like that, there it goes, and then get a ton of, basically get the 400 food he needs, and then while aging up, cast his prosperity on his gold mine to try and get enough gold for that second town center. We'll see if he goes for that, or if he goes for a different strategy for this initial push. It does look like, let's see here, who's going to go first? It does look like Ares will be the first one to age up. Let's see what he goes with. And he's going with Hermes, no surprise there. Hermes is kind of the go-to, as Isis is going for Anubis for that extra favor income. Isis does get double favor, so this could be quite potent for the LiquidGrandpa over here. There goes the temple. And just waiting on that last bit of food, it looks like. The Ares player is definitely going to have a pretty hefty amount of time before he has that, as it looks like LiquidGrandpa is going to be trying to be relying on his watchtower to get the things he needs. Oh, it looks like LiquidGrandpa's getting that tech to allow relics. Does he spot that relic though? I don't think he does. He got the tech to allow him to pick up relics and to just improve his priest. I don't know if he's going to grab it. Huh. That's interesting. Ares did not go for the cavalry speed one off the bat. That's a bit of an odd one. Maybe just didn't... Maybe forgot I was there, but it looks like that particular relic is going to go to LiquidGrandpa, as he denies that for Ares. In the meantime, the Theseus for Ares is heading down for the myth units. It looks like Ares is hoping to do a bit more of a myth unit focused build with his centaurs. They do have the range cooldown, so he might be really hoping to prioritize those above all else. We'll see how that goes. The Kataskopos just doing some scouting. The Isis player is doing a lot of favor income, a lot of gold income, but I don't know what... He's a bit too late for that initial prosperity into second TC, so I don't know for sure what he's going for. Armory and market up in the front. Going for definitely more of a defensive playstyle. He's getting lots of line of sight around the edges. The Ares player is starting to get his Hippias up, and more centaurs, as it does indeed seem like he is going to be focusing on that. Anubite heading around the south, looking for a bit of poke damage onto the Poseidon Player, as it looks like LiquidGrandpa is going to be going primarily just to bunker up inside his main base. Two centaurs out and 3 Hippias shortly. Looks like that third relic does get snatched up by Ares. The Theseus for Ares was going for that relic over here, but it's no longer there, as LiquidGrandpa was able to grab it, and now Ares is moving forward with his small army to try and do some damage into LiquidGrandpa's base. The Anubite is in the back. Does Ares see it? He does now. Gonna do a bit of damage right as that first attack is gonna come in, or just gonna go straight by, just doing a bit of scouting, I guess. As the attack into LiquidGrandpa's base is coming, 1 laborer falls. Got some spears in there, but these 2 centaurs are going to deal quite a bit of damage. This Anubite probably will not be enough to fend off. Not with that Atalanta there. It's going to fall in like 1 more hit. And there it goes. Priest is trying to do something, but unable to get any damage dealt. As pretty... not too damaging overall for LiquidGrandpa. He only lost like a spearman, an Anubite, and a priest, but definitely not a good place to be in for him at this point, as now Ares is looking just to harass the outside, trying to find another way into the main base. Anubite onto LiquidGrandpa, onto Ares' base, doing some damage onto these villagers, as Ares does not seem to be paying much attention and has lost 2 villagers already, sending the centaur in, but it looks like a third one might fall before he gets a chance. Nope, just 1 for now. Trying to get that. Now he's trying to just get out of there as fast as he can. Meanwhile, in LiquidGrandpa's base, Ares is moving in, trying to give a bit more damage onto the wood line. Looks like 1, 2, possibly 3 village laborers, just 2 for now. Go down, as more of LiquidGrandpa's army is now falling. He doesn't have enough production buildings. He needs more barracks. He needs more income in general. He could drop his Plague of Serpents, but I guess he's relying on those watchtowers just to do a bit of that damage for him. He doesn't have boiling oil, though, so that could be an issue, as 1 more laborer is going to go down from this. Both training laborers and villagers. It does look like LiquidGrandpa is a little bit behind in the villager department, as it's 23 to 20. It does look like a good amount of Ares' army has fallen, though, as he's down to only 2 centaurs, and most of his Hippias have fallen down. He's chasing him away, just trying to do a bit, just make sure they're gone. Spearman trying to intercept, not sure it's going to do much though, because he's just too fast for a regular spearman to hit, unfortunately. LiquidGrandpa is up here in the north, eating up these deer, this caribou. That's going to be quite useful, as he's got pretty good line of sight. He'll know when if any Hippias raids come in, and Ares does seem to have forgotten he has his Theseus back here. This could be quite useful in the fight, as it does a decent amount of hack damage, and it's fairly tanky, but I guess he just forgot he left it over there, and it's just been sitting there this whole time. As LiquidGrandpa is continuing to expand his fortified location in his main base, with walls of houses coming up, just to keep himself as safe as he possibly can be. Ares does have his scout on this settlement, just to make sure that, just a spot if LiquidGrandpa goes for a second TC. Couple spearmen in the front trying to do some poke, as more obelisks are coming forward. As LiquidGrandpa is trying to win the information war here by just seeing where Ares is at all possible times. Oh, finally remembers the Theseus is there and is pulling it back. Spearman going forward. He's almost got the Serpent Spear. He probably wants to wait a little bit longer before that comes in, because that's going to be a huge amount of his DPS. He's going for the Theseus right there. Doesn't quite have it in. The priests are trying to take down those centaurs. There goes. Serpent Spear is in, which means that he can now do a ton of extra damage with these spearmen, as that poison does stack. Plague of Serpents is dropped just to help ensure he gets this fight in down pat, as these medium Hippias do have quite a bit of HP and are able to deal with this decently. He's starting to get the copper armor just to increase his resistance a little bit. Will this one fall? it might die afterward because it's currently venomous. You can see the particle effect there. Once it comes out, it might fall. We'll see shortly. As it looks like LiquidGrandpa's army is able to push back after Ares' attack initially. LiquidGrandpa still only is working off of 1 barracks though. He could get so much more value if he gets 1 more or 2 more barracks out there. And currently it looks like LiquidGrandpa has secured this northern part of Ares' base. He's trying to get something done, getting those centaurs out as best he can. But oh, anyway, it's just wreaking havoc on their on the gold line, as looks like Ares being a little bit micro starved from this, as he's trying to manage too many things at once. Where is he currently gathering gold from? Is he gathering gold? He's not gathering gold at all. He has no gold. And the spearman spotted the villagers. Oh no, this could be terrible. Does he? He does see them, as looks like these villagers are all going to go down. This could be, so many villagers are going to go down from that. As Ares' focus is on the main base. He sees it now, he's pulling it back, but many more villagers are going to fall from this, as Ares' army is too busy killing off the serpents. He's losing so many villagers. At least 5 have fallen already, and more are going to fall before the army can get in there. Huge raid from LiquidGrandpa onto that back granary, as the attempt by Ares to get a little bit better food just was not successful. Both players are starting to reconvene, he's trying to get their forces together, as it looks like that main gold mine in LiquidGrandpa's base is down, so he currently does not have any gold income as he's moving forward. The army of LiquidGrandpa circling behind, doing a flanking onto Ares, who is trying to move forward and do some damage to those obelisks. It looks like LiquidGrandpa wants to age up to with Nephthys, but is about to get raided onto his villager line in the back here, as prosperity is dropped at possibly the worst possible time, as all these villagers want to keep mining to make the most of that prosperity, but these Hippias are in there and doing some damage. Not a ton, but they are doing some harassment. The army of LiquidGrandpa is able to force them away, at least for the time being. Toxotes are starting to be produced on Ares' side. He's still only got the 1 barracks. Come on, LiquidGrandpa, you can get a few more in there. Oh no, he looked away for just a second, and those Hippias got caught up. 2 Hippias fall. Looks like the Atalanta will also fall. Just 3 Hippias left in that initial raiding party. LiquidGrandpa is really prioritizing these obelisks. Some more Anubite raids trying to keep Ares off of that gold mine. He could move forward. He really should move forward to try and take control of this second gold mine up here. He's almost out of gold. Once that's gone, it's gone. And he's not gonna be able to make it any farther. Nephthys is coming in for LiquidGrandpa. He's got plenty of gold on the side as well. Could get a second town center if he wanted to. But looks primarily like he's going to be focusing on... I'm not sure what he's building at the moment. Where's all his investment going to? I just saw his gold and food drop significantly, but don't know where it went to. Well, Ares is going to try and focus on getting Aphrodite out, hoping that the curse to get transform the enemy into pigs will be enough to help him survive, but I don't think that's going to be the main issue. The main issue is that he's out of gold. There's been a couple seconds, he's going to be completely gone. I think he realizes this as he's moving forward to try and take this gold mine up here. Yep, he's trying to get a little bit of defense on there. Currently, both players just starting to get some more space as LiquidGrandpa is holding back, as Nephthys is about to come in, getting that Scorpion Man. That's going to be huge, and he can also get those secondary line upgrades pretty quickly if he wants to. Alright, a monument go down. Getting a mid-gold stronghold up here in the front by the central gold mine and town center. Gold is starting to be mined on this side. Oh, where did that get dropped? Ancestors in the main base, countered by the ceasefire. He needs to get his troops down there, though, because without the troops there, this Ancestors is going to last a lot longer than this ceasefire. What's he trying to do? Is he... I'm wondering where these are trying to go, because, like, there isn't anywhere for him to go, as it looks like Curse is now available for the Poseidon player as Aphrodite is researched. But the army of Ares got lured away into the main base, and the gold villagers are left all alone up here with this huge army moving in from LiquidGrandpa. The main base is currently busy as all these Toxotes are being distracted by these ancestors, and the gold line is just dying. There's not a good time for Ares to go for a second town center in this case. He needed more army, and he's paying for it now as all of his villagers are just dropping like flies, down to 25 against 41 on LiquidGrandpa's side. And LiquidGrandpa already has this make-build stronghold up. He's got siege works going. He's soon going to be able to start getting some siege out. Second town center is down for LiquidGrandpa, and Curse is... LiquidGrandpa with Ares, and Curse does drop, taking out a lot of those spearmen are down, but the army is still pretty hefty for LiquidGrandpa as those camel riders are moving in to take out this back line of Toxotes. They're a little bit outnumbered, but they'll still be able to do a hefty amount of damage. The spearmen, though, are just the main issue. There's too many spearmen, and LiquidGrandpa takes the win here. Ares realizes he can't do anything without gold, and he gives up. Well, that was definitely an interesting back and forth. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like to see more. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!